Hey, it's Seth. We're just about at the end of 2023, and this is my year in review. Well, Happy New Year. We are just about at the end of 2023. I'm in the Green Falls Pond area doing another Border Patrol challenge. That's right, it's winter again, so that means 20 trails all along the Rhode Island-Connecticut border. I got some very nice comments on my videos congratulating me on a fine 2023, and certainly if you go look at my channel in the past year, I've been fortunate enough to be able to go on some fantastic adventures. Montana, California. Yeah, so a good year for adventuring. I will not deny that. But that's only part of the story. You also have just my overall fitness. How hard have I been training? And frankly, my training this year started off strong and then fell apart due to minor injuries. The second half of the year, I battled a bunch of different issues. My quad just started to hurt for no reason. Then my quad started to hurt because I impaled it on a stick coming down from Katahdin. And then the last 4 or 5 months have had a nagging knee issue. I think it's maybe soft tissue related, but it doesn't hurt too much to run, but then afterwards I get very sore. In fact, after my first Border Patrol effort this year, I was horribly lame for 2 days. I was really stiff getting out of any chair, limping around very gingerly for that first day afterwards. So there's some issue with my knee, and I'm still working out exactly what it is. I've been doing PT for the last month, but it hasn't done the trick. It's allowed me to get through things like my California trip with minor, really no real incidents, but apparently a medium-sized trail run was just too much for it. So still got to figure out exactly what's wrong with it and how I can fix it. But I mean, short term, rest. So that's why I'm hiking here. In terms of mileage, and this comprises hiking, running, everything, I want to reverse the trend of the last couple of years, and I sort of did. I'll finish with almost a couple hundred more miles than last year, and really that's with almost no running these last 2 months. So overall, I can look at that number and be happy and know that if I can get myself healthy, I can definitely go higher next year. In terms of elevation, it's really just comprised of whatever big climbs I had. Again, a little more than the last couple of years. That's nice to see, but I still need to really get back into hills and get up into mountains as much as I can, because that's where the elevation is. This rock is slick. So my running and general training started off well this year, served me well through my performance at Last Human Standing, but injuries kind of derailed everything in the second half of the year, and I'm getting by on previous efforts at this point, and I really need to get some real training in if I want to continue to do these kind of things long term. Definitely been living on cake and cookies these last few weeks. I am about as heavy and as out of shape as I've been since I started running 14 years ago. So I really need to get some good habits to start the new year off with. So definitely be working on those New Year's resolutions and hopefully sticking to them. Now it's time to talk about my top 5 adventures of 2023. Here's the list. Coming in at number 5 is my trip to Baxter State Park with my friend Pete. This was my first time at Baxter, and the drive up there wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It is a fantastic place. We rented beds at the Roaring Brook campground bunkhouse and basically had it to ourselves the whole trip. It was fantastic. We hiked Katahdin as soon as we got there, summiting at night, which was just a marvelous experience, until just before we finished, when I bruised my quad badly on a big branch sticking out onto the trail I didn't see. That made for a painful hike the next day, but we got through that and then just hung out basically a full day at the bunkhouse in the rain. So a trip that started off intense and mellowed as it went, but great to experience Baxter State Park for the first time, and my first time at the top of Katahdin. Number 4, we have my trip to Joshua Tree National Park that happened a few weeks ago. Just a remarkable place, an environment so different from New England, and I really love just kind of driving around, exploring the various features, and enjoyed really a nice relaxing day in a very unique national park. And one thing that I didn't put in the video that happened right at the end of the trip, I was driving out after nightfall. I was maybe 10 minutes from the southern entrance, and a mountain lion ran right in front of me on the road. It was just amazing. I knew what it was as soon as I saw it, and as quickly as it came, it disappeared on the other side. But what a treat to see that as a send-off to Joshua Tree. Coming at number 3 was my 2-night backpacking trip in the Carrabassett Wilderness with Rob, Duncan, and their boys. We battled rough and tumble thunderstorms right off the bat as we were making camp. It made for a very wet night 1, but then it was followed by 2 beautiful days. We nabbed 6 of the main 4,000 footers on this trip: the Crockers, Reddington, Sugarloaf, Abraham, and one other one, Spalding. And it was just an absolutely fantastic trip. A little bit of adversity early on, and then fantastic views. It was a fine time in the woods with fine men. At number 2, we have Last Human Standing, one of the 2 backyard ultras I did in 2023. The other was Bubba's, which was a tough outing for me. The weather and dealing with injuries. I was happy with my performance at Bubba's, but it wasn't anything to write home about. More notable for my family and friends involved, but not one of my best efforts. Last Human Standing, on the other hand, was the culmination of winter and spring training, which went very well. I went in, with the outside hope that I may even be able to win the thing. Not to be, but I did run farther than I've ever run at one of these at 56 miles, and met some really cool folks there. So just a great race, and really happy with my performance, and happy that I was in decent enough shape to actually pretend to run on stage at Improv the next day. Coming in at number 1, what else but our trip to Glacier National Park, as well as Waterton Lakes National Park in Canada. Just fantastic country. It blew us away. We went on some amazing hikes there. Most notably the Grinnell Glacier Trail, which led up to that lake with the icebergs in it. Fantastic. And then I did the 20-mile point-to-point Gunsight Pass Trail, which lived up to expectations and then some. Just absolutely splendid country. What a place to go to. In terms of what my goals are for next year, well, of course, back to better fitness, better diet, get in shape again, because it's a downward trend that just becomes insurmountable one day, and I don't want to get there. So got to work on that. And more winter camping. I really only got in one trip in 2023, that great one I went up to Kerrigan with the guys. A great trip, but we're hopefully going to get a few more going this upcoming winter season. So there you go, that's my 2023 in a nutshell. Some great adventures, some work to be done fitness wise, but I've got my health, I've got my happiness. I hope you do too. I hope you have a great 2024. Thanks for a year of watching and commenting on my videos. It's always appreciated. We'll see you on the next one. Coming at number 3 was my 2-night backpack. Coming in at number 3, my motherfucker.